Welcome back to Blockstream Talk. Today we're speaking with Adem, CTO and co-founder of Relai, a platform that enables anyone in Europe to buy and sell Bitcoin within minutes, with no need for registration, verification, or deposits. Relai recently began supporting Lightning Network payments via an integration with Blockstream's Greenlight solution, meaning that Relai didn't need to build or maintain bespoke Lightning infrastructure to offer non-custodial Lightning Network services to its hundreds of thousands of users. We talk quite a bit about the process and the benefits, as well as the challenges, and what's in the pipeline for Relai in the coming months. As usual, if you found the conversation useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Adem, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jesse. Thanks for having me.
Great. Maybe to start, do you mind starting with a brief introduction to yourself and your company and what you guys do?
Sure, with pleasure. So I'm Adem, the co-founder and CTO at Relai. Coming from an academic background, I studied bioinformatics, did a PhD here in Switzerland and a postdoc, and then I left academia. Always wanted to build my own startup. And here we are. So we started Relai around 4 years ago with Julian, my co-founder and CEO now. And we are Europe's number one Bitcoin on-off ramp. That's it. Short intro.
That's amazing. Short and sweet. What is bioinformatics?
Oh, it's a super interesting domain, actually. It's a combination between biology and informatics. So the idea is that you have background in both. So you know how to code, and you also know how the human code is working, the DNA, RNA, proteins. And the idea was that we would receive a lot of data from different research groups from their laboratories. And they would be sending us, it was the time of the big data era, and they would just sending us like huge files that they couldn't get any meaning out of it. And our job was to get something interesting out of this big data. So for example, they would compare two different groups, and we would try to get some interesting proteins or genes that would have an impact on a disease, for example.
Well, that seems like a big departure from what you're doing now. Like, how did you go from that to get into Bitcoin?
Right. I was always behind computers, so even while doing bioinformatics, mostly just writing scripts to analyze data. And that's part I liked. I liked more the informatics part than the biology part. And at the time when I was still in academia, I just didn't like the competition going on there. For me, academia was always the place where collaboration is happening, research and development, and you know when I got into this kind of competition, I was like, well, academia is not the place for it. So I would rather compete with myself. And at the time, I was just building mobile apps as side projects. And I heard on a French blog called Samemax, they had a small section on the side where they were accepting donations in Bitcoin. That was really the first time I heard about Bitcoin and the whole blockchain technology at all. And that's how I got interested. But that was already like 7-8 years ago. And then I started building some, I thought that for mass adoption, we were all dreaming about mass adoption at the time, especially crypto projects. And for me, it was clear that if we wanted to reach mass adoption, we needed to have, like, every project needed to have a proper mobile app, a mobile wallet for that. And I started building some mobile apps for different crypto projects at the time. I was not a Bitcoiner yet. And then Julian came up with the idea of doing it for Bitcoin, actually. But I was like, well, Bitcoin is already very easy. How easier you want to make Bitcoin? But then he convinced me, because obviously I am the techie, so it has always been easier for me. But I didn't have like the idea about how it was for other people, so family members, friends who couldn't get any sats easily, and that's how we started doing this for Bitcoin as well.
Okay, and flash forward today, I guess what you guys are best known for is that you can buy and sell Bitcoin really easily with minutes. Without registration or verification. So how does that process work?
So we are very lucky to be in Switzerland, and this is the main advantage that allow us to have our users buy and sell Bitcoin up to 1,000 Swiss francs a day per user. So it's about the same USD and euros, 1K per day per user, without any KYC, or let's call it light KYC, because users would just provide us their IBAN, which is their bank account number, and create an order. So they would say, I'm going to send you guys 100 euros from this bank account. Please exchange it to Bitcoin as soon as you have it and send me the corresponding amount in Bitcoin to my wallet. There is a non-custodial Bitcoin wallet in the Relai app. So they would receive the Bitcoin directly to the Relai wallet. They can also use an external wallet if they want to. So it's as simple as that. And this is thanks to the Swiss license that we have, the VASP license, that allows us to exchange up to 1,000 per day per user without any in-depth like KYC required. We don't need any document or any ID or anything below 1K per day per user.
Okay, great. And the non-custodial structure, why did you go that route? What's the benefit of non-custodial?
Well, it has two benefits. The first one, obviously, is self-sovereignty. We really care about this from the beginning. We really care that our users control their funds. Obviously, looking at what happened also lately with all the custodial solutions, let's just name the biggest one, FTX, going down with all the users' funds. It's not fun. And that's obviously a very, very big positive point for us. And the second one is also legal. It's also much easier to be, legally speaking, it's much easier to be non-custodial. It has a lot of challenges when it comes to education and our users understanding what it means, because it's also a lot of responsibility for the users to take care of their funds. But we are doing this with a lot of education, newsletters that we are aware that it's not easy for everyone, but we want to make sure that all our users can have full control over their sats.
Yeah, I think that's important. I mean, it's a slightly disappointing though to see things like the Bitcoin ETFs and how just people seem to really prefer to have everything very centralized and wrapped up in a package that they're familiar with, rather than going the non-custodial route.
Yes, it is, and I totally understand. I mean, we have a lot of most of our users are newbies, so they are new to the whole Bitcoin world. And presenting them just 12 words or 24 words in a language that is not their native language, for example, in English, is something that could be quite challenging. So we have still a bit of work to do there, but it's part of our DNA, non-custodial and no KYC. So we're doing our best efforts there to make sure that it gets still very easy for everybody to have control over their funds.
Yeah, I saw a tweet this week. I think it was from Samson. He said it was about upping your seed phrase game by using Icelandic words.
Oh, that's interesting.
20 words, 20 letters long.
You have less words, maybe, but just longer words. We could work with that.
Yeah, it's funny. So you guys support Lightning within the Relai app as well, right?
Right. We integrated Lightning a few months ago, and we released it again, non-custodial Lightning wallet, available to all of our users right now.
Okay, and how are users using that? Is it a split between medium of exchange and store of value? You've got your Bitcoin on one side, and then you've got the Lightning functionality on another?
So yes, we actually want to make the integration as smooth as possible. So we initially wanted to avoid even user thinking they have two different wallets. The idea is that they have both under the same hood, and they can use either or depending on the amount or the speed, or how they want to use it, how they want to exchange. So we called them a savings wallet and the spending wallet. The savings wallet is the on-chain wallet that currently is used for buy and sell order. We don't provide yet buy and sell to Lightning. This will come later this year. So currently they can buy and sell, and then they can swap in, swap out to their Lightning wallet. And then they have some funds they can use on Lightning, which is what we call the spending wallet. That is that is ideal for instant payments and low fees, so they can pay invoices directly through their Lightning wallet.
And you recently partnered with Greenlight as well. How did that come about, and what kind of enhancements has that brought to the platform?
Oh, this was really a big issue we had for years. So as we talked about Relai being non-custodial, non-KYC, we also wanted our Lightning wallet to be non-custodial. That was very important for us. And also we had some liquidity challenges when it comes to the Lightning Network. Obviously, we are still a relatively small startup. We can't afford just to put a lot of Bitcoin upfront to the Lightning Network. Let's say a few hundreds of Bitcoin. Let's just put it on Lightning, and then we can use that Bitcoin. So that was problem one, liquidity. And the second issue with Lightning, still at the time, was to have a non-custodial Lightning wallet was a very, very big challenge. And that's where Greenlight came up with a solution. The first time I heard about it was about 2 years ago, I think, in Viareggio, there was a Lightning event. And that's where I heard the first time about Greenlight. I knew Christian Decker before, but it was the first time he was talking about Greenlight and their integration with the Breeze SDK, where Roy was presenting the Breeze SDK and how they were working together. And this was just the solution for the main two problems we had to move to Lightning, so liquidity and non-custodial.
And I guess you looked at Greenlight and Breeze and other infrastructure solutions as well. And what made the Greenlight Breeze kind of solution stand out relative to the other choices that you might have been looking at?
Yeah, we did. We compared almost every existing solutions out there before moving forward with Breeze and Greenlight. I think two main important topic here for us. The first one was, well, technically it was the easiest integration we could have hoped for. So obviously, Breeze is using Greenlight as a node provider, and Breeze had a lot of different bindings for different programming languages, and they had what we needed for our mobile app. So it was as easy as installing the package to have Lightning on the wallet. So this was the first step. And the second step was with Greenlight, we could have non-custodial Lightning wallet, a node for every user running in the cloud. So obviously this was also an experience that Breeze had. They already had a Lightning wallet before, but the node was running on the phone. And in terms of user experience, this is not ideal because it means that the app needs to be open frequently for the node to sync so that there is no funds lost, nothing at risk, and that it works seamlessly. This was really not a good UX. And with Greenlight, because the node is detached from the app, while still being non-custodial, the node itself, like Greenlight itself, cannot do anything with the node. The private keys are still on the phone, and a communication with the app and the node is requested for any action. The fact that the node was detached from the device was a big plus, because this means that the node just keeps running, is always in sync, and in terms of user experience, this is a big step forward. So with these two options we had in front of us, the decision was pretty easy, and that's why we picked Breeze and Greenlight for our Lightning integration.
And in terms of the user experience, was that the big difference from implementing Greenlight versus how it was before? Was the users have this just generally a better experience?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as I said, keep in mind that most of our users are not comfortable already with Bitcoin on chain, let alone Lightning. They have really no idea about what Lightning is. They are not supposed to know about channels, about channel management or balancing. All of these things are on us. And we need to make this as invisible as possible to our users while still having them keeping full custody of their funds. And this on-chain is still relatively easy, I would say, because you can just send funds whenever you want to a wallet address, and you just need to write down these 12 words. It's another world when it comes to Lightning, because you have invoices, you have Lightning addresses, you have LN URLs, so different ways to pay. And it's difficult for them. They don't keep in mind that they don't know what Lightning is, they don't know what a node is. They just want to send and receive instantly for low fees. And to make this possible, we need to work a lot on the user experience. We are not targeting tech enthusiasts. We are really targeting newbies that want to buy and sell very quickly for free, ideally. And that's where the user experience was very important. And with Greenlight providing us this node in the cloud, that is always in sync, always running was really the best solution out there.
You mentioned that the integration with Greenlight was relatively straightforward. Can you walk us through what the process was like, and were there any surprises in it, or anything that you uncovered, or what were any challenges that you might have bumped into?
There were a few, but mostly on Christian's on Greenlight's end, I would say. So that was the challenges for the team more than for us, because for us, what we needed was 12 words. So we needed the mnemonic to start with. And then we needed to use the Breeze SDK to connect to Greenlight. We have the 12 words already, so this was fantastic. From the beginning, the Relai app, we used the 12 words mnemonics. So this was checked. And the second aspect, as I said, with the Breeze SDK, we just needed to install the Breeze SDK. And with one function, literally with one line of code, we were creating a node for a new user or connecting to an existing node if the user already had one. We don't have to change anything for the user. We don't need to provide them a new private key or a new mnemonic for Lightning. We use the same mnemonics that we had for the on-chain wallet for the Lightning wallet. And this was really, really amazing user experience. Then the challenges were obviously scaling and performance, where I think the Greenlight team has been following us very quickly. I'm really happy with the collaboration. So initially, it was quite challenging. We were onboarding more than 100,000 users on Lightning all at once when we launched. So we were in touch with both Christian and Roy, making sure that the launch will go as smoothly as possible. But it was quite a bit of an influx of users, and the first few days were challenging. But I was very happy with how the Greenlight team handled it. They were on top of it, making sure that every user could have a node created very quickly to avoid having problems. And since then, we just kept having improvements. So, for example, latency has been improved as well a lot. The team made sure that they moved the servers, migrated the servers somewhere closer in Europe, so that would affect already latency and how quickly invoices are being paid. So since then, it's been improving and an ongoing collaboration. So we are in touch every day with both the Breeze team and the Greenlight team to make sure that the user experience on Lightning just keeps improving.
So how did that user experience, that improved user experience, how did that translate in terms of like actual numbers and adoption and activity? Have you seen in that drive a lot of growth and activity on the platform?
We did. So we started with a few hundreds of users already the first day, opening channels and having some Bitcoin on Lightning. And today, already after a few weeks, we are about 3,000 channels open just with the Relai app, and we already put around 8 Bitcoin on Lightning. So all our users combined already have around 8 Bitcoin. It doesn't seem a lot if you compare to the 4,000-5,000 of Bitcoin available on Lightning, but keep in mind that we just launched a few weeks ago, and right now it's not all of our users are active on Lightning. And what will make the big changes when we will have buy and sell to Lightning, this is going to be improve and increase the adoption by quite a lot. Right now, users still need to buy on-chain and then swap into Lightning. But our goal was, from the beginning with the integration of Lightning, was to allow our users to buy and sell via their Lightning wallet. But right now, we are looking at about 8 Bitcoin already, and already a few thousands of channels already opened since we launched.
So what do you think will be the big driver? Will it be people using Lightning for payments, or will it be people using Lightning to buy and sell Bitcoin to do trading?
I think both. Right now, so it's for our users and it's also for us in terms of business. So in our fee structure, it's an all-inclusive fee. So once a user buy for 100 euros, we just deduct this fee that is from 1 to 2.5% based on different conditions. And then that's it. And then we exchange it to Bitcoin, and that's what they receive in terms of sats. So we don't charge extra for on-chain fees, for example. When we are sending from our wallet to our users, we take the fee on us and we pay the on-chain fees. If you look at the current situation, already we are just a few days after the halving, and you see the on-chain fees right now are extremely high. They used to be also very high in December, and this obviously has an impact on how we perform business. So first of all, we would like to reduce this already for the business side. And then for our users as well. For our users, it means that they could get their Bitcoin as quickly as possible. It's really a big promise that we made from the beginning. We want our users to get their first Bitcoin in less than a minute. And we are making steps towards that promise. And the last one that is missing was the sending of the Bitcoin, because right now users can install the app, create an order, pay with credit card or Apple Pay, Google Pay, all of this in a very short amount of time, in less than 2-3 minutes. They created their order, they even paid, but then when it comes to receiving their Bitcoin, they need to wait a bit, because anyway, they would need to wait for on-chain for the next block. But for us, we are also batching, so we make them wait a bit more, because we batch a few hundreds of payouts, and then we send it to our users because it makes much more sense economically. So users would still need to wait 1 hour or 2 hours even after they paid. The idea is with Lightning, as soon as they paid, well, they received their Bitcoin. So the whole process from installing the app to receiving their first Bitcoin is not going to take more than 2-3 minutes.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So, I mean, guess over the years, we've seen a lot of the biggest companies in the industry talk about integrating Lightning and supporting Lightning transactions. And probably the majority of the industry has been pretty slow to follow through on that. What do you think is the reason for that? What is the challenge of transitioning to Lightning transactions and integrating Lightning, and how can Greenlight help, do you think, in this process?
I think the biggest challenge is the onboarding aspect. So going now with the solution that Greenlight and Breeze is providing, there's really no excuses not to move to Lightning. It's really as simple as just running one command, and then you have a Lightning wallet integrated. And this will be much more obvious in the next few months. Obviously, we are not the only one having this integration. We are the biggest one right now, and the others will follow. I know a few other projects are already integrating this solution. So the other problem or the other challenge is going to be the onboarding, because with a non-custodial Lightning wallet, there is still on-chain fees involved when you first get your user to Lightning. So there is the channel opening, and this has some fees. So this is still solved a bit with LSPs, which are Lightning service providers. So the users don't need themselves to, or we don't need to open any channel for our users or to keep track of these channels. The LSP is doing it for us in exchange of a fee. And this fee obviously is still proportional to the on-chain fees, because someone needs to pay the on-chain fee to open that channel. So I think what is important is going to be advances that are still coming to Lightning, things like splicing or being able to open more than one channel with a single on-chain transaction, for example. This will help a lot with the adoption, because today, if you want users that are not on Lightning, once you're on Lightning, it's fine. I think you can survive there, you can live there. But to bring the current existing users that are not on Lightning to Lightning is the main challenge, especially with the current on-chain fees. So ideally, we would be completely ready with our Lightning integration when the fees go down, because they will, then really push our Lightning adoption. And then when next time the fees go up, we just don't care. We have most of our users on Lightning, and we can just use Lightning for buying, selling, and sending, receiving.
And what advice would you give to other businesses looking to adopt Greenlight? And based on your innovations, what future developments can they look forward to in the non-custodial Lightning space?
I would say go for it. The earlier the better, because as I said, so if what is very important is to be ready before the fees they go down next time. I mean, looking at the current situation. So in the meantime, obviously some new aspects will be implemented on Lightning as well. So we might not have this problem in the near future. But as of today, the onboarding is the main challenge. So I would say start as soon as possible, because now we have the tools. As I said, no more excuses. It's as simple as just installing the library and starting with it. And I think this will help a lot with the adoption. So as I said, and at the time we had also other businesses struggling with the same problems, which were the fact that they want a non-custodial Lightning wallet and they don't want to deal with the liquidity. These are solved now with the combination of LSPs, Breeze, and Greenlight. So for a better user experience in terms of fees and in terms of bringing more value, so being able to send and receive instantly, Lightning is very, very important. And today we have all the tools that we need to get on Lightning.
And looking for the next 6 or 12 months, what does Relai have kind of planned for the future? What are you guys working on?
Oh, we still have quite a bit of work on Lightning. So because we want to improve the user experience, as I said, the integration should be as smooth as possible. For example, when users are presented with a QR code to scan, they just scan it. They don't need to worry about, is it an on-chain? Is it a Lightning? From which wallet am I paying? So these are small, like tiny details that make the user experience really, really good. I mean, obviously we can use like unified QR codes for that, but that's what we want. We want users to be very comfortable with Lightning and on-chain, and they don't need to worry about what wallet to use at what time. So we would have them both combined, and we will also improve our external wallet game. So users in Relai, they will have all the accounts they need. They will have an external wallet for long-term and high security. They will have the Relai wallet for short to mid-term savings, and they would have their Lightning wallet for instant payment and using it on their day-to-day basis. This is one aspect in terms of product. We're putting a lot of efforts on our product this year to level up, and we will also, in terms of marketing, open our doors to the whole of Europe by having an EU license. We are currently getting a French license, and this will make us much more active in the whole of Europe, also in terms of marketing. So these two combined together, marketing and product game, is really what is our main focus still this year.
That's great, Adem. Well, I appreciate your time today and look forward to having you on in another 6 months or so. Maybe we can do another update then and see how things are going and what you guys have in the pipeline.
Sounds good to me. Thank you very much, Jesse.
Thanks for your time.